Tell me when we're live. Oh.
Hi, I'm Maureen Tara Nelson of MTN Matchmaking with the very lovely, beautiful, and talented Christy.
Hello, happy Friday.
Yes, so Christy almost gave me a heart attack, and Christy told me 5 minutes ago that we were live. And you don't want to know what we both were doing because we didn't think we were live. But
I'm so glad we weren't.
thank God, but you know, millennials. That's all I'm going to say. Millennials. No one but a millennial would do that to me. I really could have. What if I had a heart attack?
I'm glad you didn't. I almost had a heart attack.
All right, I have to fix the setting
Okay.
before we start. And I always forget how to do that. And yeah, we have to get you on Facebook so that you'll be able to do this. But let's see. Edit, blah, 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 blah. Nope. Don't know how to do it yet. Sorry, everybody. All right, well, why don't you
Well,
try?
first, I was going to ask you how you're feeling.
Oh, yeah, mono. 10-year-old disease, kissing disease. I get mono. Probably from sleeping with Buster. That's gross.
That's funny.
But yeah, I know how I got it though. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna fix the setting.
Okay.
How do I do it every week that I don't go through this? Okay, 1 second. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, yeah, so I had mono last week and I was crazy sick for 2 days. Luckily, it was a weekend, but you know, normally I work on the weekends, but you know, but oh my gosh. So, everyone knows, I think, we are changing our national office from where I am today in Myrtle Beach, where I was able to take my sun break, break in the sun, and we're changing it to Florida in Boca starting November. So I'm selling all the things that I don't care about, you know, that I bought specifically for here because it's Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So this lady comes the Sunday before and shoot, she's going to watch. I can't wait to watch all your Friday Facebook Lives now. All right. Well, I'm sorry. You gave me COVID. This is what happens when you give me COVID.
Oh my goodness.
Got to talk about her. So she bought a lot of things, but she was here, you know, more than most people come buy something and leave.
Yeah.
You know? And then she like starts getting dizzy and blah 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 and I'm trying to be nice and sweet Maureen. And then she asked the dresser she bought, could I help her carry it? No, I can't help you carry it. Well, you can't do that to people on Marketplace. Like that's,
Yeah.
Can't do that. So she said she would come back the next day. Now, unbeknownst to me, she kept putting it off every day because she was sick.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
how she got it, but she got it. Gave it to me. I mean, I do put snacks out and, you know, cheese and crackers for people because people are coming all day long.
Yeah, of course.
Sunday, then the morning, I knew she was coming, and I texted her, don't come. I'm so sick. Of course, came anyway because she wanted her dresser.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, yeah, I know you're sick. I had mono. You have mono. So, and, you know, I've had COVID times, even though I got vaccinated, but it's definitely different, you know, like bad in its own way.
Definitely. I had mono when I was in high school in 11th grade. I was in the hospital from it. So you not feeling well for 2 days is not bad at all.
But really, it was, when I look back at my journal, it was a full like 7 to 10 days that I
Mhm.
wasn't right and I was
Yeah.
off. And, but 2 days I was completely out of it. I don't
Mhm.
even remember talking and what I said to people on the phone. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
but thank God that's over with.
Yes.
Well, on to better things.
Mhm.
How was
So
your weekend? And what are you doing this weekend?
what am I doing? I'm working this weekend and just enjoying my day off on Sunday. So nothing crazy, just relaxing. I hope that there's going to be sunshine, but the weather says that it's supposed to rain all weekend.
Oh,
So we shall see.
I
I'm
think
trying
it's
to get a
raining here too, but
I'm trying to get a nice tan like you have going on over there.
I just hope it's not a burn.
No, it looks
So
beautiful.
thank you.
Hmm.
But I do put sunscreen on my face
Hmm.
because don't want to get too many wrinkles.
Yeah.
Um, so, okay, why don't we do the questions? Because we both know I have to do 100 matches
Yeah.
before I go to bed tonight, no matter what it takes, no matter what I'm doing. And the good thing is I can send out matches when I'm doing anything and everything almost.
Hmm.
But I have to send out at least 100. So,
Okay. All right. So let's get to it. So we had a gentleman write in and he said, all of the girls that I ask out say no to me, but I have plenty of other girls that tell me all the time that I'm so attractive. What is that about?
well, does he go out with those girls that say he's attractive?
I don't think so. I think maybe they're
I
more of
bet he doesn't.
yeah.
And that's the obvious situation of people being unrealistic. And it happens here too. A lot of
Mhm.
times people think, oh, I'm paying this amount of money. Why not shoot for the stars? Of course, you want to shoot for the stars, but you
Mhm.
have to be realistic too.
Yeah.
So um, we have that if a guy constantly likes girls and they say no to them and the opposite, that's what it means. You're just
Mhm.
you're not going for the right girl. And
Yeah.
girls do it too. So you're better off just taking our advice, saying yes 90% of the time, and going
Mhm.
out 3 times.
Yeah. Okay. And
And
somebody
that's my nice answer, my sweet answer.
one of the people that called in that was interested in the program had asked me what the ratio of men to women is in this program.
Oh, yeah. Every woman asks that when they call.
Mhm.
I always want to just have a standard better than you have now. I mean, no matter what,
Yeah.
even if we were like the other matchmakers that I know aren't as blessed as we are with about equal,
Mhm.
still, it's more than anyone being single, unless you're going out to big parties with, amazing people that you would love to go out with. That's not happening, most
Yeah,
likely.
definitely. And I think the quality is something to speak to as well, because at least in this program too, you know that everyone's looking for a committed relationship. And that is something that is
It's
not always
huge.
the case
Huge.
when you're looking elsewhere.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're single. They're not
Mhm.
married. Yeah.
Yes.
They're not saying, oh, yeah, I'm single.
Hmm.
What? What? You're living with that girl? You said she was ugly. What? How can
Exactly.
you be living with her? So,
Yeah.
anyway. Um,
Um, the next one we have is how long do you think it takes to
oh,
find
but to answer the question, we
Oh,
do we know the
you,
answers.
you
But we
you
just
brushed on it, but
assume
yeah,
that
yeah.
you all know what's in our minds. It is about equal because we have our commercial, which a little secret about our commercials. So I've owned my business 20 years. 15 years ago, I started doing a commercial for Cablevision.
Mhm.
And every few years, I redo it, but I always insisted that I say the same words.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought that would be cool. And I thought to myself, I knew I was going to be a matchmaker when I'm 90. So
Yeah.
I'll be redoing this in a few years. And,
Mhm.
people in the beginning were like, what? Most businesses go out of business. 50% go out of business first year. I'd
Yeah.
be like, "No, get her out of the room. I don't want her in our commercial." So with the commercial, I say the same thing, but I'm wearing different clothes, obviously, and I'm 2 or 3 years older.
Yeah.
And then we break up little tiny things like Margaret is in this commercial, and she
Mhm.
says everywhere she goes on Long Island, people see she's in the commercial.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is funny. But so that commercial and so the 2 years or 3 years that I keep it on,
Mhm.
will change little things just in the writing so I can get
Mhm.
like 3 years out of it.
Yeah.
So we just recently changed it to, I said, you got to use blue for marketing purposes.
Mhm.
Because before we had Christmas, so it had to be red or red and green. And then February was red for Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
And then March, it was green. And now I said blue marketing for the spring.
Mhm.
People are calling us up saying, "Oh, I love your new commercial." It's the same one that I've done 2 years ago, which is
Yeah.
so funny. But
That's funny.
just a matter of one color makes a difference.
Mhm.
So the commercial has always been on the sports channels. So
Mhm.
that's how guys come in.
Yeah.
And recently, maybe last November, I changed it to no, in addition to the sports, we started doing the streaming of sport,
Mhm.
which I look back and I'm a little mad at myself because it took me 3 years to give in to my cable guy.
Yeah.
He was trying so hard, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And finally, I gave in, and he's right. So,
I know. I was gonna say most of the calls that I get from men, I
yes.
ask them how they heard about us, and they said from watching the streaming.
Have you noticed how many more too?
Oh
It's like
yeah.
so, and now baseball is big,
Mhm.
between the Mets and the Yankees.
Yep.
So now I'm not going to say it because I don't want to lose any of the followers, but there's a difference, a little difference. There's no bad here. There's only love and positivity. So let me just say that, okay? And I wish I could take this back, but I can't. So gotta say it. Mets versus Yankee fans are different. That's all I'm going to say. Now, does everybody know that, or is that just me because of my marketing?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not big into baseball, so I don't understand the correlation, but I think
Okay.
it's very funny that you notice a difference.
Yeah. So I'm not saying what the difference is,
Mhm.
or I don't even know what the difference is. It's just different. So that's that answer.
Mhm. Okay.
And, so I really did get off Monster, by the way.
Okay.
It's for really and truly just Fridays. I'm going to have one during
Okay.
Facebook Live. And uh, it's like so good. So good.
I know. I've just been doing coffee because I'm on my diet now. Um,
My-
I can't imagine what you.
We really should do bloopers.
Yeah.
When you said, Maureen, I think we're on. I think we're live. Oh my God. Well, you would have seen all of me. All of me, because I changed.
I know.
And Christy, she was putting lotion.
I was putting lotion on my chest.
No, not on your arms. That's not where you put them. You put it all over. You know
All
it.
over me. Well, we got to keep everything smooth, you know.
Yeah, for the security guard. No. But so I am going to be back full time in the Melville office June 1st.
I can't
So
wait to have you
this
back
month,
here.
yeah. So as much as I love Myrtle Beach, and I love my 3-bedroom condo here. I just don't like the outside. That's it.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't like the winters. They're not warm enough at all.
Yeah.
But um, it's going to be good to be back on Long Island all the time.
Yes, especially for the summer. The summers on Long Island are the best.
Yeah, because there's Hamptons parties from Dance Papers and
Mhm.
Long Island Press.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be a fun summer.
yep.
Okay, speaking of the
Oh,
summer.
which, by the way, for those of you that we told we were having an office in the Hamptons, thanks to one of my clients. I'm not going to say his name, but thanks, older man. Thanks. Thanks for getting our hopes up. Thank God for Margaret going to see the place. And he doesn't have email, so he could not possibly have any Facebook Live. I hope not. But Margaret is taking pictures, and she's like, wait a minute. Have you met Maureen in person? So,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
like, she said, I wouldn't have even walked up. So, in
Yes.
East Hampton, there's all the beautiful stores, all the pretty people, all the rich areas,
Mhm.
and then one road that goes down to a little area, and she forgets the name of it, which I would never say it anyway, of course.
Yeah,
But, and of course, that's where he is. So,
okay.
oh my gosh, we
Well,
dodged a bullet. Imagine if I said, "Oh, I trust him. How bad could it be?" Margaret's like, "It was bad." So,
good thing
Next
you'll be in this office with me because I'm excited
yes. So
to do it this
June 1st,
summer.
and can I just say, from now until June 1st, don't be annoying when you make appointments like this guy. I'm not going to say his name, but who will not make an appointment until he can come in and physically have the appointment. You're going to have FaceTime. I've been doing this for years since the pandemic, and I meet you in person on photo day.
Mhm.
There is absolutely no reason for that. I can assess someone's personality very easily
Yeah.
through FaceTime. And in fact, just by his actions, I already know he's got a lot of making up to do for being annoying like this. So I'm going to call him after this and try to convince him to do it this way. So
Mhm.
we'll see
Okay.
what happens.
Well, good luck with that. The next question we have is, do you think it is easier to date in the summer or the winter?
Obviously, the summer.
Yeah.
Everyone and anyone can get dates in the summer if you go outside. Go outside walking in the park. If you have a dog, great. Go to dog parks. Go to cafes and bring your annoying dog. Just make sure it's not annoying. Smile at every person that you see.
Mhm.
Don't do Starbucks drive-through. Get your lazy ass inside and meet people and smile at them. And you will meet people in the summer.
Mhm.
But there's a big problem with doing that.
Yeah.
What do I coin that phrase?
The summer
Summer
fizzle.
sizzle syndrome. Okay.
Mhm.
It's not a good thing. Okay.
Yeah.
The summer sizzle syndrome.
Oh, I thought it was fizzle.
Sizzle. All S's. That's why it's SSS.
Okay.
So the summer sizzle syndrome by MTN Matchmaking means that it's much easier to find someone in the summer. So you meet the first person in the summer and it's easy. So instead of taking the necessary time, as you would normally do, say in the winter when you meet someone, and then typically when you see that you're not compatible, you break it off. In the summer, you want so badly to have a date or you want to be going, everyone wants to go to summer parties with someone.
Yeah.
It just makes it so much more fun. So you fall into that trap. You're with that first person. The summer's great, but then as the summer goes on, you're realizing that person isn't that great. So summer ends because that person is dumped. Summer syndrome. So summer syndrome. You're dumped. So it's bad. But coming here, we know how to make sure you're compatible. And
Yes.
people, when they come here, they're not looking to do those stupid games.
And they're not looking for a fling. They're looking for a serious
Right.
commitment, which is
Yes.
a big difference.
And that is why it's also very easy in the
Mhm.
summer to meet people, because a lot of people are looking for flings. And,
Yes.
In fact, one of the first things that you should do when you're looking for a committed relationship
Mhm.
is to tell everyone you know you're looking for someone. But
Yeah.
you have to specify, I'm looking for a committed relationship.
Yes.
If you just say, I'm looking for someone, you will have a million dates
Yes.
and, they're not going to be right. And,
Mhm.
you're going to waste your time. And time is just very precious. You just,
Mhm.
I live life to the fullest, no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just like today, I was going walking, my morning walk,
Mhm.
but I was talking to Margaret on the phone, so it's really kind of Margaret's fault. But so I was all geared up, and the sun is great. It's 80 degrees here. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Um, I bought this golf outfit that, have you seen all over Facebook? There's like something like this, but
Okay.
it's a new golf outfit that they're selling them in every color. So
Okay.
you can't buy one, really, you buy them all. But I just
Yeah.
got one, okay, in this blue. So, and I haven't started golf yet, but I love the fabric of the golf stuff. And I love going back to New York when I
Mhm.
come back and forth wearing this. So, anyway, so I'm walking and I'm like, something's not right. And I look down, I see my silver slipper, not slippers, my silver sandals. So I couldn't go as fast
Mhm.
as I could have with my sneaks.
Yes, I got you.
So,
Mhm.
but but that's what I mean. When that happened, naturally I thought, okay, I'll just come back and change. And then I
Mhm.
thought, who cares? I'm just gonna go as fast as I can in these, and
And that's it.
it'll be funny when I
Mhm.
make fun of myself.
What other options do you have,
Oh, I'm looking at some of the. Sometimes you change where you sit.
Oh,
And so
yeah?
looking at some of the articles.
Always switching it up.
Oh gosh, what's such good memories. Have you noticed this is the first month, May, I didn't go back at
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
Every other month, I went back 2 times each month,
Yeah.
and 1 month 3 times.
Mhm.
But I was just, so busy with planning the whole move.
Mhm. That's good.
So, which could use some help on that, just so you know.
Mhm.
The last week in May, I'm going to need help packing up all the big things that I want to take to that beautiful new place that
Yeah.
opened on Long Island. Oh my
I
God,
know, that's exciting.
I love it. Which remind me, I have to get that done today too.
Yes, I will. I will. So I think we have one more question.
Oh, today is Happy Siblings Day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Happy Siblings Day.
Yeah.
I have to tell my
I
sister.
asked my siblings if they would like to join us, and they all said no. And I said to my sister, "Well, can I call you?" She's like, "I'm going to be getting my hair done." No.
That's funny.
And then my brother Kevin, he's going to be selling the house in Hicksville.
Oh, nice.
So, but no. So he's in the crazy mood. Now I know where I could get that from.
Mhm.
Like if I just,
Yeah.
Let myself go, without any ramifications
Yeah.
of things. It's from him. So Jerry's like, I wouldn't even call Kevin. Just
Just
don't
let
call. Don't call him.
it go. Yeah.
So, and one day I'm going to call and ask my brother Peter, because Kathy might be watching, my beautiful sister-in-law, Peter's wife. So,
Okay.
because we had Kevin on the show once, me and
Oh, yeah?
did it,
Mhm.
and Kevin came over. I think we had to give him a couple of shots of Jameson first, and I think it was around St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Whatever works, right?
But then after, he's like, yeah, no, this isn't for me. And we're like, come on, do all the funny things that you do when we do family parties.
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
Not for him.
But
Okay.
anyway.
All right, one more question, and then I think we're close to all set. So the last question is, how long does it take to find out if you have chemistry with someone?
Okay. Now, I signed up a couple of beautiful girls this week, and they all said what I'm going to say, which it's my pet peeve. I can't stand when people say this. So the answer is not what I've heard lots of women say. Oh, I know. So I'm like, well, so you think on the first date where I've taken the time to make sure he's passed the same screening process as you, passed my private screening process, he's compatible to you in 3 ways using my own system, which works, have thousands of success stories over the years, and he has your 5 must-haves. You think when it comes to chemistry, you're going to know right away? Oh, yes, I do. All the time I know. No, you don't. You've never done this before. Well, why would you say that to me the first time you're talking to me? Don't say that, ladies. I love you to death. And even I'm texting them all this week because I just love them all. They're one nicer than the next.
Yeah.
Look at them. That's for a picture of my mom, because I swear my mom was with us. Like, it was just so many beautiful signs. And she wanted my mom's name to like give blessings to her. And like, how beautiful is that?
That is very nice.
But so anyway, everyone said that this week with the girls. You can't say it because I know that I have hundreds of success stories of people that went out only once, and we recommend 3 times.
Yeah.
And they didn't think they were compatible because they had that mindset. Oh, I know. Nope. Because they're looking for George Clooney, or Kevin Costner, of course.
Who isn't?
And they're not 30 years younger, So you just have to do, another phrase I've coined is compatibility breeds chemistry.
Yes.
So when you're compatible, it's easier to have chemistry with that person, but never the opposite way. So no matter how much chemistry you have with someone, it does not help one bit with you being compatible with that person.
Yeah.
Not compatible, you're not compatible. Okay, unless you want that person to change for you and you want to change don't change. Find the right person you're compatible with.
Exactly.
Life is too short. Yes, it's hard on our own out there because you don't have the exposure to other people that are your equal. That's what we do at MTN Matchmaking. You're only going to find the exposure to the great quality people that you are. So anyone that has trusted me and has gone out on the first date but didn't feel the chemistry, they stayed friends with that person, And I do have over 100 people that have actually gone back and they're together now because of that.
Yeah.
And I thought of that when I first started 20 years ago because I thought of a situation of did I ever not have chemistry with someone in the beginning
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden have it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was once that, you know, let's say something so bad. I was once that girl that made those mistakes too of saying that. But
Absolutely. And would you say that this is a form of self-sabotage?
yes, we were just talking about that this week. We
Yeah.
should be talking about everyone makes a mistake of self sabotaging. Everyone.
Mhm.
I've done it.
Yeah,
You've
me
done it.
too. Me too.
I don't take my own advice.
Yeah. Do you find it hard to take your own advice?
Yes, it's hard. How do
It's
you
good
people? How do you
advice.
take my advice? It's hard.
No, it is hard, but it is good advice and it's so effective.
Yes, in all
So,
seriousness, it is hard. I've never said it's easy,
yeah.
but it does work. So take
Mhm.
my advice. But I'll admit, it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's hard dating. No one said dating is going to be easy.
Hmm.
So, and it's taking a chance on someone.
Yeah.
And you're either going to be happy about it or not happy about it. But if you
But you'll
don't do
never
anything,
exactly, you'll never know if you don't try. So
right.
it's worth it to roll
So
the dice.
back to self-sabotaging now. A lot of people do that. So people do it when they're nervous.
Hmm.
There's always going to be nervousness when you meet people.
Yeah.
So I think if everyone, we tell our clients this all the time, but if you're meeting on your own, just accept the fact you're going to be nervous because
Hmm.
it's natural, but it shows you care.
Yeah.
The guys that are on the internet sites because they want sex, they're not nervous, right?
You know, you're right.
Never heard a guy call
They
up.
are
Yeah,
brazen.
there's an internet site. I want to have sex tonight, but I'm so nervous. Can you help me get a date on Hinge? It's never happened. It was just in my weird thing of, what could happen one day that I have to be prepared for
Hmm.
every scenario
Yes.
if I'm answering the phone. But yeah, so don't go too much on what that actual question is. When I know, Maureen, and I know I would say one of my most beautiful, coolest girls was this weekend.
Hmm.
Can't say her name. And she said it to me, and I just laughed, 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 laughed.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What? What's so funny?" I didn't even bother saying anything to her because I like her so much.
I know.
And I figured I'm going to give her the chance to see if she'll take my advice. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
She
Yep.
might just be saying that because on your own, that's all you have.
Hmm.
And it's just dating wastes. People waste so much time dating the wrong people on
Yeah.
their own. And there's nothing you can do really to change that.
Hmm.
You have a certain bar that you want to reach.
Yeah. I know when I was younger, when I would say, when you know, you
Younger, yeah.
know. But I
You're,
would say, when you know, you
are you
know.
still in
And
your 20s, millennial girl?
I'm not in my 20s.
Yes, you are.
I remember those times, and those ended up being the most toxic relationships that I had because I tried, like you said, I tried to build the compatibility off the chemistry, and it doesn't work
Yeah.
that way. And sometimes we don't know that until we try it and fall down a
Yeah.
couple times. But thankfully, I do not have to approach it that way anymore because I have you now.
If everyone doesn't know this already, Christy was once a client.
Mhm.
And the day we had the interview, I took her on as a client
Yeah,
and I said, okay, you have to pay. Okay, you have to pay because you have to prove to me that you believe in this program.
of course. Yeah.
But I'm going to hire you. And once you're done your probation, you get that money back.
Mhm.
And I want you to work for me. And one day run my company. And she's like, okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
Little me. Because I started in this industry like the same age as you did.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I do know your age because we've talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same age.
Yep.
And you say the same things that I used to say.
Mhm. I know
That,
we are very connected, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
that is just the greatest career ever.
Mhm.
Because if someone's not a great quality person, get out of our way.
Yeah.
Or don't call us, call the
Mhm.
internet sites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Mhm.
If you want to do our program, you have to pass the screening process, which might mean if you're not, say, emotionally stable, you
Mhm.
might have to go to therapy and
Yeah,
become emotionally stable.
and get there first,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and that's good for you. It's a good
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Or you might not be financially stable. So save your money.
Mhm.
Um, I've had people call me up a couple of years later and say, "Oh, I got a really good job and I'm financially stable now."
Yeah,
That is such a great feeling when I hear that.
absolutely, and people forget sometimes that investing in yourself is the best investment that you can ever make. So,
Oh, talking about prior clients and wait, what what was that thing that I have a client from years ago because my mom died 25 years ago,
Mhm.
right? And she
Yeah.
texted
Yeah.
something. Could you just read that for a second? Because I want a good cry. But if I'm
Yeah.
going to cry, we'll hang up first. But let me just say the background. So when my mother was sick, that's when I knew I had to get a divorce. And a
Mhm.
dating service came to Long Island. So I said to my family, I'm going to be changing and working out that service. They were all like, no, you're being ridiculous. You're just you went crazy because of mom and you're visiting mom every day but one day. So
Mhm.
there was all the staff at North Shore Manhasset. They were not Manhasset, I'm sorry, Manhasset, Plainview. They were so good to my mother. And
Mhm.
my mother's doctors were so cool. I,
Nice.
I became like family to them.
That
And I
leaves such
love
an
it.
impression too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so this girl, she was I can't say it, phlebotomist. And
Mhm.
she came and took the blood. Oh,
Yeah.
and she also checked the oxygen of my mom. And then she came in after that, not knowing each other, just
Mhm.
like what happens, people come in
Yeah.
and she says where she's working. I'm like, oh wow, that's about when my mom was in the hospital and I was there all the time. And she's like, was your mother bed 6? Marge. And we're like, and I said, yes. And then I remembered her. And
Mhm.
out of the blue today, you told me
Yeah.
she's she needs prayers now, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
she just got out of a complicated surgery last night. And she was, she said she had a lot of scar tissue from a trauma. And she was just saying, thank you for the prayers. And she was thinking of your mother. And she said she'll never forget your mother or your family. And she wanted you to know that she's here for you too.
That's
It was very heartfelt.
it's amazing. When she gets better, we should
Mhm.
find out if she's still single.
Yes, we should.
Even my mom's doctor, Dr. Borla, he was the quirkiest doctor in the whole world, but the best doctor.
Yeah.
And my mother loved him. She thought he looked like Richard Gere, but you could never tell my mother no. Like, yeah, he does, mom. But he was just great. Um, he ended up coming to the wake too.
Oh,
So
that's so
I
nice.
wonder if he's alive even. God, because I mean, oh, that's a horrible thing to say, but I mean, age wise, because it was 25 years ago, and
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry, I think he was in his high 50s, I would.
Mhm.
So if I was 30, he was probably 55,
Mhm.
70. No,
Yeah.
he's 80. So he would be 80 now.
Yep.
So who knows?
Mhm.
Ah, boy. But so again, it makes you realize we have to live life to the fullest.
Absolutely.
And I mean, don't be reckless. That's,
Maybe a little reckless.
no, don't be reckless. Just live life. That is just really funny, scary laugh. I'm afraid of that laugh. Okay.
All right.
So we
Hmm.
have to get back now and work with the clients.
Yes, I have a
And
client coming in right now, actually.
oh, that's oh, I wish we could say the
Yeah.
okay. Look, I can say this to you. No one will know what it means. So all I'm gonna say is if you come in for photos with us, it's better not to take pictures with glasses. Okay, it's just because you can't see your eye. So it's better. It's
You're
better.
making me cry.
But you'll be able to upload those photos, right?
I did.
Oh, the whippersnapper. Okay, so everyone, thanks for watching. I don't think we have any comments because I can't really see anyway, but
Yeah.
as most people tell me, they don't like to watch when we're on because they're afraid we're going to talk to them.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. But thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. If you're single, summer's coming. You don't want
Mhm.
to come in on Memorial Day. You want to come
Yeah.
in now to
Mhm.
meet someone that is a great quality person like yourself. So,
Yes.
okay. Bye, everybody.
All right. Have a great weekend.